Everyone for another technical session as a part of this initiative Golden Charcha program. I welcome you all on behalf of EIRC. And to start with the session, I welcome our addressee of the day, Mr. Prakash Patwari ji, and the speaker of the day, CA Vivek Goyal ji. So, sir, I will request CA Prakash Patwari ji, the addressee of the day, to just initiate this session and have address remark to all the audience as well as the speaker of the day. Over to you, sir. Prakash Patwari ji.
Good evening. Good evening to all. Thank you all for you. It's a very good step by our chairman to plan 50 session during the Golden Jubilee year of EIRC. And it will complete, I think, within a regional conference, which is in November 2020. The best part in that the topic are too simple, useful, and based on real problems we face in our daily work. Also, speakers are chosen from different parts of our eastern region, which makes it more special. And today's topic is one of that, the PF ESI. ये नॉर्मली हमारे शेड्यूल में नहीं रहते हैं, जितने भी स्टडी सर्कल होते हैं उसमें ये सारे टॉपिक नहीं रहते हैं, बट ये डे टू डे लाइफ में हमारे ये प्रॉब्लम आते ही आते हैं कि इसके रजिस्ट्रेशन कैसे हों, इसमें डिडक्शन मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, यदि किसी एम्प्लॉय का 14,000 रुपया है, 14,000 आफ्टर इंक्रीमेंट द 16,000 इज देयर, तो क्या हमारे ऊपर अप्लीकेबल होगा या नहीं होगा. दिस टाइप ऑफ प्रॉब्लम ऑलवेज इन आवर माइंड, सो मेनी कंफ्यूजन इज देयर. तो इस चीज के लिए ही कैसे रजिस्ट्रेशन ले, कैसे उसे एग्जिट करे, यूआरएल नंबर कैसे हो, यूआरएल लेने के बाद हमारी लायबिलिटी कैसी होती है, कब रजिस्ट्रेशन लेना चाहिए, इस तरह की छोटी सारी प्रॉब्लम को देखते हुए चेयरमैन ने ये इनिशिएटिव ली है. और विवेक जी हमारे साथ में हैं, वो हम लोगों को बताएंगे हाउ टू इनरोल, हाउ टू गेट द यूआरएन एंड हाउ टू फाइल द रिटर्न, क्या क्या पॉसिबिलिटी है, क्या क्या डिफिकल्टीज है, एंड द क्वेश्चन आंसर सेक्शन ऑलवेज देयर. तो Amit ji, introduce our speaker and start the proceeding, please.
Thank you so much, sir, for your welcome address to our audience as well as the speaker of the day. So, without wasting any more time, I would like to introduce our speaker of the day, CA Vivek Goyal ji. CA Vivek ji brings a wealth of knowledge to this topic as well as the CA fraternity, having a qualification of chartered accountant. He got cleared the CA exams in November 2012 and subsequently becoming a partner in R. Goyal and Company. His academic background includes a graduate in commerce, an LLB, and a postgraduate diploma in international business. CA Goyal expertise extends to a broad spectrum of areas, including direct and indirect taxation, concurrent and internal audit. Importantly, for our session of the day, he has extensive experience in handling matters specifically related to PF, ESI, gratuity, along with FCRA and legal drafting of all this. He also holds a certification in International Financial Reporting Standard, demonstrating his commitment to staying at the forefront of the industry knowledge. With his comprehensive background, CA Goyal is well positioned to guide us through the complexity of PF and ESI registration and compliance. So, I will hand it over the session to our speaker of the day, CA Vivek Goyal ji. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to CA Vivek Goyal ji. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Amit ji. So let's starting. Just let me share the PPT with this. Just PPT is visible.
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay. See this ESI and PF topic. I think Hindi English mix chalega ya only English?
Many everything will do, sir.
The PF and ESI topic is basically labor law, and we can say it's a labor security law. Going through this, we can say that we are giving a benefit to the employee जो हमारे यहाँ काम कर रहे हैं उनके लिए कुछ बेनिफिट्स हैं जो गवर्नमेंट ने हमें इंटाइटल किया कि उनको देना ही है, और उसको कभी डिप्राइव नहीं हो उसके लिए कुछ लेबर लॉज बनाए गए हैं, जिसमें पीएफ एंड ईएसआई एक ऐसा है जो मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऊपर कवर हो रहा है। तो आगे बढ़ने से पहले हम लोग पहले समझते हैं पीएफ चीज है क्या। बेसिकली फर्स्ट वी हैव टू सी द एक्ट। पीएफ एक्ट इज ऑफ 1952। उस समय का एक्ट है जब लेबर के लिए कंप्लायंसेस बहुत ज्यादा वो रहता था कि लेबर डिप्राइव हुआ करते थे अपने बेनिफिट के लिए। उस समय लॉ बनाया गया था, और इस एक्ट के तहत द एक्ट कवर्स एंटायर इंडिया। फर्स्ट जम्मू एंड कश्मीर was excluded from January 2020. It has been brought into the preview. Secondly, who all are covered under this act? We can say factory, industry, or any industry employing more than 20% at a time. मतलब किसी भी समय पे मेरे पास 20 से ज्यादा एम्प्लॉय है तो मेरे पीएफ की लाइबिलिटी आ जाती है, मेरे को कवर करना पड़ेगा। अब इसमें बेसिक क्या चीज था जिसके कारण ये दिया गया है? पीएफ एक्ट बेसिकली प्रोवाइड्स प्रोविडेंट फंड, फैमिली पेंशन सिक्योरिटी, superannuation fund, deposit linked insurance, and other benefits to the employee and their family. फैमिली को क्या है कि जैसे सपोज एम्प्लॉय को कुछ हो जाता है उसके बाद उसकी फैमिली को केयर कौन करेगा? पीएफ एक्ट देगा उनको। और ये एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है बाय गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। एक पीएफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाई हुई है, एम्प्लॉय प्रोविडेंट फंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उसके तरह ये मॉनिटर होती है। अब हम लोग कहते हैं अगर कि भाई सबके ऊपर एप्लीकेबल है एक्ट, तो ये गलत होगा कि सबके ऊपर एप्लीकेबल है। गवर्नमेंट किसी किसी को एग्जेम्प्ट किए हुए हैं कि इनके ऊपर पीएफ एक्ट एप्लीकेबल नहीं होगा। पहला है जिसके पास 20 एम्प्लॉय से कम है उनके लिए कंपल्सन नहीं है। सेकंड, कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी विच इज रजिस्टर्ड अंडर कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी एक्ट 1912 और उनके पास 50 से कम एम्प्लॉय है, देन इट इज एग्जेम्प्टेड। सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट or any other body which has been notified by central government to be excluded from this act. इसके पीछे कारण क्या है कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का अपना अलग एक सिक्योरिटी है लेबर्स लोग के लिए, उनके एम्प्लॉय लोग के लिए, उसमें ये सब कवर हो जाती है, इसलिए उनको एक्सक्लूड कर दिया गया है। तो आगे बढ़ने से पहले लेट्स हैव सम टर्मिनोलॉजी जो पीएफ एक्ट के लिए हमारे लिए काम में आएगी आगे। फर्स्ट इज बेसिक वेजेस। Basic wages is a thing on which entire calculation of PF will depend. So as per the act, basic wages will include everything except any cash value of food concession. अगर कोई फूड दिया जा रहा है, खाना दिया जा रहा है लंच टाइम में एम्प्लॉय लोग को, उसको एक्सक्लूड किया जाएगा। Dearness allowances for calculation of EPF, like house rent allowances, overtime allowances, commission, or any other sort of allowances, वो exclude कर देंगे। और any present made by the employer, कोई फंक्शन है एम्प्लॉयर एम्प्लॉय के घर पे, एम्प्लॉयर ने जाकर कुछ गिफ्ट दिया, चाहे कैश में दे या काइंड में दे, उसकी वैल्यू हम लोग नहीं लेते हैं वेजेस कैलकुलेशन में। या समझिए कभी दिवाली है, दिवाली पे एम्प्लॉयर ने सभी एम्प्लॉय को एक गिफ्ट दिया, उसकी वैल्यू हम बेसिक वेजेस में नहीं इंक्लूड करेंगे। अब इसमें ये देखना है हमें कि कैलकुलेशन कैसे होता है अपना। अब इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स वी कैन जस्ट रेज अ क्वेश्चन, एनीवन इज देयर? सो
Yes,
नाउ
sir.
बेसिकली कैलकुलेशन विल बी डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द नंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज आई हैव और अंडर स्कीम विच आई एम entitled to take a registration. सपोज मेरे पास 20 एम्प्लॉय से कम है and I opted for registration. My contribution will be 10%. If it is compulsory registration, it will be 12%. 12% of what? Basic wages, retiring allowances if any, and DRS allowances. इनको हम लोग कैलकुलेट करके एड ऑन करेंगे। उसके बाद जो भी वैल्यू आएगी उसके ऊपर एम्प्लॉयर एंड एम्प्लॉय का सिमिलर कंट्रीब्यूशन जाएगा। अब एम्प्लॉयर का कंट्रीब्यूशन रहेगा 12%, तो एम्प्लॉय का भी 12%। इट विल बी सेम 10-10। Now, who is employee? This is a very, very important thing. Employee, basically, employee is any person who is engaged directly or indirectly by the principal employer. Suppose there is a construction contract going on. उसके अंदर एम्प्लॉयर है जिसको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिला है, उसने सब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दिया सब कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को. अब जो सब कॉन्ट्रैक्टर के जितने भी एम्प्लॉय है वो भी एम्प्लॉयर के कॉन्ट्रैक्टर के एम्प्लॉय बन गए. It is their indirect employee, but they are covered under the same employer. Apart from this, apprentice, excluding those who are covered under Apprentice Act 1961. बेसिकली हम लोग ये बोल सकते हैं जो भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम कर रहा है डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली वो एक एम्प्लॉय है और उसका प्रिंसिपल एम्प्लॉयर या उसका प्रिंसिपल एम्प्लॉयर उसका एम्प्लॉयर ही माना जाएगा. अब आगे चलते फॉर द एस्टैब्लिशमेंट. सपोज इफ आई से I have an office in Calcutta and there are 20 employees. Am I liable for registration? Yes. With this, I have a branch office at Siliguri having 5 employees. So my Siliguri branch is liable for registration? Yes. Because my total employee are 25. 20 plus 5, 25. I will have a registration at Calcutta and I'll take a branch as a branch or as a branch office registration at Siliguri. If I have a office in Chennai, again I will take a sub registration under the main registration in Chennai for number of employees. So one more thing is that if suppose I take a registration, someone may have a doubt कि we can cancel it or not. The answer is until and unless we don't have a zero employee or the business terminates, we cannot cancel the registration. अगर हमारे पास एक एम्प्लॉय भी बच जाता है तो भी हमें रजिस्ट्रेशन कंटिन्यू रखना पड़ेगा. नाउ कमिंग टू द अदर पॉइंट्स कि किसके ऊपर पीएफ लगेगा किसके ऊपर नहीं लगेगा. द सीलिंग अंडर पीएफ एक्ट इज 15,000 per month of wages as it has been defined earlier. So the contribution taking it to 12%, 15,000 का 1800. If suppose a salary of an employee is 15,000, 18% of 15,000, that is 1,500. Sorry, 1,800 will be paid by employer as well as the employee in equal proportion. So getting the contribution means what will be the percentage contribution of this? ESI, that's the Employees Pension Scheme, 8.33 of basic plus DA means total earning. 8.33 of my earning will be going in my pension scheme, which I will be receiving at the time of retirement. Then 3.67% will be under Employment Provident Fund Scheme. Basically, this to 8.33 and 6.67 is the employer contribution. This is the employer which they give. Apart from this, employer have to pay one more percent, that is EDIL, Employee Depository Links Insurance Scheme, which is 0.5%, and admin charges, which is 0.5%, and maximum up to 500 rupees. Admin charge before there is no saving, but afterward the saving of 500 has been brought to the admin charges. Now this was the employer part. What are the employee part? Employee part will be giving only EE, that's the employee says, at the rate of 12% or 10% as applicable. There will be no contribution from employee under EPS or EDLIS. Taking one more thing, suppose an employee who is having a salary of 30,000. Am I liable to pay EPF on 30,000? Answer is no. The ceiling will be 15,000. I will declare that its EPF salary is 15,000, its total salary is 30,000. I will be paying 18%, 12% on 15,000, that is 1,800. And it's for the employee, it's his discretion whether he wants to pay at the rate of 12% on 15,000 or the higher rate. Suppose if he wants to pay on his entire 30,000, then he can pay his EE as 3,600 per month. But for the employee, it will be 1,800 only. Now, moving further, what are the time limits for filing of the returns and what can be the legal consequence if you don't file the returns? The time limit for filing EPF return is 15th of next month. Basically, we call it ECR, Electronic Challan Cum Return. This is a terminology for EPF returns. In this, the return is generated and challan is generated simultaneously, and we have to pay the amount before 15th of on or before 15th of next month. Suppose if I fail to pay within 15th, there will be a penalty and damage. Basically, the penalty, you can say interest. Interest will be at the rate of 12%, which is generally known as 7Q, as a section 7Q is applicable on that. And the damage charge, which is the penalty, which can range from 5 to 25% and maximum up to 100%. This is the damage. If coming to the income tax preview, the entire expenses or the deduction will be disallowed under income tax, as you all know. And one more thing, if we fail to comply with these provisions of EPF and ESI, this will be prosecuted under IPC, Indian Penal Code, the Act, because the labor law, if we go through all labor law, they are governed by IPC, and there can be prosecution also under IPC. Now, for moving further to ESI, because there will be some common aspects of ESI and PF which we'll cover later on, like registration and other things. So coming to the ESI, ESI Act is also almost similar to PF Act, but the basically you can say the benefits, the grounds are different. The main major is the definition of wages. The ESI Act is much more older than PF Act. It stands from 1948, basically giving the security to the workers working in the factory and establishment. Now the ESI Act is applicable to entire India. Basically, the government notifies that this is the area which has to be covered under ESI Act. If we say it's entire India, it will be wrong. In today's world, there are today's day, there are near about 668 districts which has been notified by government to be covered under ESI Act, and all are not fully operational. Out of this 668, 103 are partially operated and other are fully operated. Basically, this notification comes if the area is covered by a dispensary or a hospital which is governed by ESI. If there is no hospital or ESI dispensary in the area, then in the district, then ESI Act will not be applicable in that district. Now, who are covered under ESI Act? In the organization having more than 10 employees, which is working with aid of power, is covered under ESI Act. If there is any industry which is without aid of power, it's 20. So if we say if an industry which is having, suppose I have a factory, in this case also, if I have a factory, have two factories, one is having 15 employees and other is having 10 employees, and both are with aid of power, then I will have to take a registration for both the factory, and the same registration I will have a sub-registration. Now, what are the main objective of ESI? We are saying that we have to take the ESI. What is the benefit and what are the main objective? The main objective of ESI is to give security or social security benefit to the employee, like medical care, sickness benefit, maternity benefit, disabled benefit, death benefit. Even at the time of death, there is a benefit to employee and their family, dependent, basically a dependent family. Coming to some terminology, the factory refers to any premises including basically the factory is any premises where there are more than 10 persons working, and it's a for the definition we can say that one more thing in the definition of factory. The definition has included few things like any mines which is covered under Mines Act 1952, railway, and some other organization which has been notified by Government of India. In this, as earlier we have seen the wages definition where everything was included apart from DA and cash value of food value of cash food value of consideration was there, and this presents were there. Same way in ESI, ESI wages includes everything. Means in this entire amount which has been received by an employee or a labor will be part of ESI wages. What is excluded is any pension fund, PF fund, or any fund for the retirement benefit of the employee will be excluded. In this case, if an employee is getting any amount at the time of strike, lockout, or any layoff, that will be forming part of ESI wages. Same way, the salary also defined. The salary refers to any enrollment by an employee while on duty or on leave or on a holiday. In this also, every part which has been received, any amount which has been received by an employee will be forming part of salary. Whether I was on work or not, whether it's a unleave, in cash leave, everything will be good. Only which has been omitted from the terminology of salary, definition of salary, is my retirement benefit, traveling concession, and any other gratuity, so or any other benefit which my employment has specifically expressed that this is in the nature of employment which I must be entitled at the lump sum amount, that will be excluded. Now coming to the rate and the other things, basically the ESI contribution in total is 4%. Out of 4%, 3.25% will be employer contribution and 0.75 will be employee's contribution. In this, if any employee whose wages is less than 176 rupees per day will be exempted from his contribution. Employee contribution will be zero, but the employee contribution of 3.25% will be there. The threshold limit, if we come, who are the eligible for ESI? Basically, if there any employee who is drawing a salary or a wages of rupees 21,000 per month will be eligible for ESI. In case of disabled employee, it will be 25,000. If any disabled employee who is having a wages 24,500 or 24,999, he will be eligible for ESI benefit. He can, his employer will be liable for ESI benefit. Coming to in this only, if suppose if employee salary goes to 22,000, what will be the case? It's on the employee whether to pay the amount or not. The ceiling will be 21,000, and if the employer wants, he can stop the contribution as the ceiling has exceeded 21,000. Means we can say that if any employee who is having salary of more than 21,000 in an organization, ESI is not applicable. For an example, if a factory is having 50 employees, 30 is having salary of 21,000 below 21,000, and 20 are having salary of 21,000 and above. ESI deduction will be applicable for 30 employees only, and 20 employees can be excluded. Now navigating to the benefits of ESI. Basically, the ESI, if you see, then it's a blessing to the employer as well as the employee, because the employer don't have to take many liability of the employee, like medical benefits. One thing we have to note that it's not that from the day one we'll get all the benefits. It's after some days, 78 days in some case, in 90 days in some case. It depends on the nature of benefit which you are receiving, which will be getting. For the medical benefit, as soon as the employee is enrolled and have an insurance number, he will be eligible for medical benefit. He, his dependent parents, his dependent children, his spouse will be entitled for all these benefits. They have to prepare an insurance card, which the employer has to certify. They have to go to an employee ESI dispensary or a center camp, basically, get it registered, and they can avail all the benefit. They can have a sickness benefit. Suppose an employee who's working in an organization and he's in the organization for more than 78 days, he can take, if he is sick and he's unable to attend his office or a work, he can get 70% of his wages. 70% of his wages for 91 days as his sickness benefit from the ESI. So the extended sickness benefit is also there, which will be again, it can be of 80% of the wages. Only the condition is that it can be availed only after 156 days of the job. If suppose there is an employee gets disabled at the time of working in a factory, he will get a temporary disabled. Suppose you have a fracture, he can get 90% of his wages from the ESI. Dependent benefits. There are a lot of benefits if we send. Now coming to the comprehensive benefit of this all. We have medical benefit, sickness benefit, temporary and permanent disabled benefit, dependent benefit. Means suppose at the death of the person, the dependent of the that insured person will get benefit. Maternity benefit, funeral expenses. Suppose an employee who expired at the time when he was in a job and in his premises of the employer, his family will be getting funeral benefit also. Coming to another one benefit, maternity benefit. If we see any employee who was in employment for more than 70 days, will be eligible for maternity benefit for 2 children. And this benefit will be, she will be getting the wages of 20 up to 26 weeks for normal delivery. If suppose there is mishaps and a miscarriage, she can claim for 6 weeks. And if she's adopting a child, not just a pregnancy, if any person is adopting a child, in that case also, there can be a maternity benefit. Similarly, there are other benefits like Rajiv Gandhi Samiksh Kalyan Yojana, and other benefits are there. In case of funeral, as we have discussed earlier, the family can claim up to 10,000 from ESI as funeral expenses, depending on the actual expenses. So we are having a lot of benefits under ESI. Now coming to the other parts, compliances part. If suppose yeah, Rakesh Chaudhary is having a question. Is it compulsory to pay minimum wages? Yes, Rakesh. It is all the Act, ESI and PF are governed by Minimum Wages Act. It is compulsory to pay minimum wages. So we have other questions also. For change of the address and establishment, if there is any requirement for submission of physical document, basically we have to do online documents has to be submitted. We have to put for amendment in online for the online change of address. Basically, what happens? This is a process, but sometimes the office doesn't look at the documents and others. So it's better after filing online application to give a letter with a forwarding letter with the application copy to the concerned ESI office or PF office. Again, Dhurvajyoti is having one more question. Is here basic wages 10,000, other allowances 4,000, and HRA 3,000 for PF part. So in this case, basic is 10,000. HRA doesn't form part of salary, so we have to exclude HRA. And other allowances, we have to see what are the other allowances. If total comes to 15,000 or below 50,000, PF will be applicable. If the total salary as per PF definition crosses 50,000, then we can take a declaration of the employee that please don't deduct our PF as we are above the threshold limit and PF will not be applicable. One more question was there, an employee has contribution of 12% on basic wage of 30,000, and later on, yeah, in this case, suppose the employee is getting deducted on the higher wages. Later on, he can opt for lower wages also. So moving further, I think there's no more question in this chat box.
Sir, there are two more questions in the QA section. I just read it out for you.
Yeah, please.
Sandeep Kothari ji asking, sir, establishment, that is the company whose employees never existed, 20 got notice for the filing return and pay PF dues immediately after the company formation. Then the company visited the PF department as to why it is treated as registered under PF Act and why notice issued. But department could not help as account to them system auto issue such notice and no remedy in portal, no manual. Please help. What company can do?
This will be covering later on. Means at the time of registration, I'll cover this point later on. This was topic only. Does the
Okay.
company get the auto registration of PF? Yeah, this point also. This both the question will be covered after 5 to 10 minutes only. Now coming to the registration process, in this process, I think our these two doubts will be clear. Basically the ESI and EPF registration process are similar. First, we can go directly to Shram Suvidha portal, or we can go to EPF site, which can be from where we can be navigated to Shram Suvidha. Once we are navigated to Shram Suvidha, we have to file the application form. I'll just take the. So this is the EPF site. We'll go to services, click on the employers. Here there is a online registration of establishment. We'll
Uh,
click here.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Can we have this on the PPT view so that the audience have the
What's
larger
in PPT? I think so. It's PPT is not visible.
PPT? It is visible. If we can make it on PPT view mode, that is just the on the bottom of the right hand side. There is a
Just a
PPT
minute.
mode available, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So from this, just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, coming to this from EPF, we have come to services employer. Then it will be navigating us to EPF site. Basically, yeah, there's an online registration of establishment. We can click here. This will navigate us to Shram Suvidha portal. Here we have to give a name, full name you can give, email address. This is the mobile number part, and we have to give a captcha and sign up. As soon as we sign up, an email will be received in our email address where the login ID and password will be there. With the help of that login ID and password, we can go here, please log in and log into the EPF site. Once we log in, the page like this will be displayed. This is some Shrivida registration portal. We will go into the registration part. We'll click here registration. And then there is a registration will be the EPF ESI registration. And once we go for registration under EPFO and ESI, this will be the page. Here we have to give the name of the establishment as per PAN number. Means we have to be very particular that there is no mistake in the name as PAN and the establishment. This is basically for the proprietorship and companies. Basically, companies will be governed by another thing. For the partnership and other, for the proprietorship, we have to give the name of the PAN as a proprietor. The proprietor is the concern of PAN will be the name of the proprietor. So the PAN of the proprietor will be there. We have to give the addresses. Then there will be a page. Then we have to give the entire details, address. Then the contact person detail will be going. This is your email address and the mobile number. In contact person, we have to give the person who will be managing the affairs, the detail of the proprietor and partner. If we have a more than one manager, then we can give the details of manager. Then the identifier. In the process of this identifier, we have to give some documents like trade license. We have to give we have to submit trade license. GST certificate can be given. Bank statement can be given. What is any documents which will prove that this organization is establishing. The establishment of the will be there. Then the employment details. Means in this part, we have to give number of employees which are employed on that day or the day where my liability has exceeded 10 or 20 as applicable. Suppose on today is 28th. On 26th, in my establishment, there were more than 20 employees, say 21 employees. Till 25th, there were 18 employees. I have to give the date, the 26th of July, total number of employees exceeded 21, and I have to proceed. In case of ESI, I have to give number of male employee and female employee. In this part only, there will be one more thing will be there. If suppose I have employed subcontractor, I can give the detail of subcontractor, or if myself is subcontractor, I can give the detail of the principal contractor. Then coming to the next part, suppose I have a branches. The branches part will be covered here. I have to give, suppose I have 3 branches, and total of 3 branches, the employee is getting more than 20 or 10 as applicable. I will be giving the detail of branches. Siliguri branch, Calcutta branch, Asansol branch, wherever it is applicable, or Bhubaneswar branch. Then there is activities column. In activity, I have to give what is the activity which I am doing. If I am a trader, I will be going under establishment. I will be choosing my trade. If I am a manufacturer, I will be choosing my manufacturing trade. What is there? After this, attachment page will become coming. This is the attachment page. In this, we have to attach some documents such as trade license as a proof of address. We can give any other document as a proof of address. Suppose we have a GST registration number where address is clear. We have to give that. We have to give another. We have to upload 2 documents basically. One will be it can be a trade license and a GST, or a shop and establishment license, or any 2 license. Here we have to give who has issued. Suppose I am giving a GST number in other documents. I have given my GST number. These are basically the identification number, and the others I have uploaded it. Date of registration, where it was issued, or issuing authority, it will be there. Here I am, or any other document has been attached. Here I am giving as a proprietorship, I am giving a Aadhaar. It will. Then there is a specimen signature attachment. As soon as we click here, there will be a specimen form automatically downloaded for the system. Once the form is downloaded, we can fill it manually, get it scanned, sealed and signed by the employer. In this case, we have to see that there are 4 signatures places there. If it is a partnership, then we can get the signature of 1 partner, 2 partner, 3 partner, 4 partner. If more, then we can attach it. For each partner, there will be 3 signatures. Or if there is a proprietorship firm, there will be a single signature thrice. Means there are 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll upload it. Once we upload it, it will be going for Aadhaar verification or digital signature verification. Once it is done, the registration process will be completed, and we will be receiving an email with EPF registration number, ID password, and ESI registration number and password. Now for the company, as the question was there, from February 2015, February 2020, the Shram Suvidha has been disabled for companies, basically, because we have to apply for PF and ESI registration at the time of filing SPICE form. At the time of taking a registration or MCA, we will be getting automatically the EPF and ESI registration. The one thing we have to see, we are getting the registration of ESI and PF at the time of registration. But the Act says our liability does not arise at the time of registration for companies for getting the registration automatically, enrollment number automatically. The day my employees exceed 10 or 20 as applicable, I will be liable for PF and ESI. As there was a question, in this case, we can just quote, we can write a letter to the concerned EPF officer that we have been receiving this registration under Companies Act as per the SPICE form, and as per the norms. We are not liable for PF and ESI. And as per the section, I'll just quote the section also. If anyone wants, I can just give you the format of the letter which we are following for the same case. we are not liable for PF and ESI the day our employees, total employees exceeds 20, will be fulfilling the compliance of ESI and PF. If we give this letter, I think the department will be agreeing to that, because all the departmental officers are having this notification that all the registration for companies will be generated automatically without any interference with the EPF and ESI department. And once the liability of this PF and ESI is there on the employee, then only they will be liable for filing the registration. Sometimes it may happen that the enforcement officer who is sitting in the PF office is not satisfied that no, in that case we can give them the balance sheet and the PL that there is a, and if we are having a provision tax certificate, then we can give the provision tax certificate that these are the total employee working under us. Now coming to the, after the registration process, what will be the filing process and other things. Sandeep ji, I think your question is clear. Your question has been answered.
Sandeep ji, you can write yes or no, or you can write follow-up question if you want in the chat box. Meanwhile, sir, we can continue with the
Yeah,
session.
we can continue that. After getting the registration of PF, EPF, we have to add employee and create UN. We'll see just how UN is created. After preparation or creating of UN, we have to prepare ECR, that is electronic challan cum return, which has to be uploaded online in PF ESI portal. And once the challan is generated and uploaded, we have to scrutinize it whether it's correct or not and finalize the challan. Once challan is finalized, then we will make the payment online. This is the basically the screen of EPF registration. After logging to EPF site, we will find these icons here. I've hidden the above thing because there are some names of the clients and other things. We'll go to the member profile. If we are having a members, then if you don't have a member, if you are a new organization, we'll go to individual, register individual. As soon as we click the register individual, this will be the page which will be coming. Previously employee, if any employee is having a UN number, suppose employee has shifted from some organization to me, my organization, and he was having a UN number, he was covered under PF Act there. Then just I will put his UN number here and submit. His entire detail will be filled automatically. If suppose he's a new employee, I will just fill the details, suffix Mr., Mrs. or Miss, name, date as per Aadhaar. In this case, we have to be very specific that every detail should be as per Aadhaar. Because if there is any mistake or Aadhaar is not updated, this form will not be updated. So we'll fill the date as per Aadhaar, name as per Aadhaar, gender. If suppose in some case that is date of birth is not missing, not there in Aadhaar, in that case year will be there. Year we have to mention, and we'll, before that, it's better to get the Aadhaar rectified. If it is not done, then we have to put the date. Sometime the date may match, sometime it won't. Then we'll give the relationship, father or husband details should be there. Marriage date, mobile number, and date of joining. This date of joining is very important because the entire liability will be calculated from this date of joining. And here nowadays they are asking what is the monthly wages for at the time of joining. Suppose there is an employee who's having higher salary. So I can put here that he is having 20,000. So later on I won't get a notice easily that you have made a false declaration or something. Here the Aadhaar, we can see that is a rate asterisk is there as per the department. Aadhaar is compulsory. You have to give the Aadhaar. PAN is optional. It's recommended to give the PAN because at the time of any advance which the employee wants or any benefit they want, if the amount is more than the TDS at the rate of 20% will be deducted. If PAN is updated, so it won't be there. Once this is there, then in this way the UN will be created. Once UN is created, then we have to prepare an ECR. For preparing an ECR, it's better to have an Excel. I prepared this in Excel form. This will be a UN number, name. This is the wages, EPF wages, or you can say this is a gross wage which I am paying. This is the EPF wages on which the calculation will be calculated. EI wages, this is the insurance wages. This is the contribution. This is the employee contribution. If we calculate, it will be 12% of this amount. This is employee contribution. So this is 8.367 and this is 3.33% of the total wages. Once this Excel is created, because this Excel is not uploadable, we have to convert it into Word file. This asterisk are very, very important. Without this asterisk, it won't be uploaded. Coming back again once, yeah. This 0 is NPS. NPS of number of days not work. Means number of days which I was absent. So now this is basically an uploadable file, which is in Word file. In this we see UN number is there as it was earlier. Name, asterisk has this. This is separated by again. PF wage, total wages, PF wages, ESI wages, contributions 0. And this is an uploadable file. Once this file is prepared, we will be going again to the site payments. Under payment, we will be going to ECR home page. Under ECR home page, we will be going to auctionable e-challan, then upload ECR upload. In ECR upload, we will find this page. Here we have to give wage month. Suppose we are uploading the ECR for month of June. We'll give here June. Salary disbursement. If suppose the salary has been disbursed on 5th of July. 5th July. Here it will be a file which has been prepared, ECR uploadable file. We'll be clicking on ECR, where the contribution 10%, 12%, depending on the number of employees and then the which scheme our registration has been done, and we'll submit. Once it is submitted, we have to verify it and challan will be created. We'll finalize challan and pay the challan. Now, this is the basically a chart of we can say a historical chart of EPF when the sailing was there. In 1957 it was 300. In 2014 it's 15,000. Till date is 15,000. This was for EPF. Now coming to ECR process. Same way, once when we log into ESI site, this will be the page which will be visible. So we have to go here and click in this register or enroll new employee. Once we click here, this sort of page will be there, where if I am having, where my code will be there. Here they will be asking whether the employee is having a Aadhaar or not. If we are having an Aadhaar, we'll say yes, and we'll give the Aadhaar number, OTP will be there, and everything will be linked automatically. If we say no, then we can say no and continue. And OTP will be mobile number has to be validated, and we can go for the process, further process. Once we go further, this sort of page will be there, where we have to fill the details. Here will be the name of the employee, his father's name, date of birth. Make sure that the name is as per Aadhaar and date of birth is as per Aadhaar. If it is not there, then at the time of claim, there will be problem. This will be a temporary address where he's working. Suppose there is a worker working in Calcutta factory and his permanent address is in Gaya, Bihar. So what he can do? He will be giving his temporary address where he is residing. Here will be his permanent address. This page is very, very important at the time of registration, because point number 10A, here we have to choose the dispensary, the area where we want to get our checkup done. Suppose it will be West Bengal, it is in Calcutta, West Bengal. Again, district will be West Bengal. Here we have to select which hospital, automatic address will be coming. Here is for family members. Suppose family members in Gaya. So I will be selecting here Bihar, district Gaya, and the area where it is covered. So his family members will be able to take medical benefit and other benefit sitting in Gaya in Bihar, though the employee is working in West Bengal in Calcutta. Here the particular of the employer will be there. Now coming down, this part is again important. We have to fill the detail of the nominee. Here once detail of the nominee is there, we have to fill the who will nominee with a father, dependent parents, or a wife. 13th part is again very important. We have to give the detail of each and every family members of the employee who the employee wants to cover. This will be again guided by Aadhaar. And the bank details, because any contribution or any pension fund or any claim will be received in this bank account only. So this part is important. Once this is done, the employee will be again enrolled. And once the employee is enrolled, then we have to click on monthly contribution. Once we click on monthly contribution, we will be getting a page where the name of all employees will be there. We have to select the month and the name of all employees will be there. We have to file the number of days the employee was present and contribute. What is this? Wages. Contribution will be calculated automatically. We have to save it, generate challan from here itself, and we can pay directly. Once suppose if we have submitted the details and the challan is not generated, we can click to generate challan and pay the amount. So coming to this will be the sort of site which will be there for the challan. Contribution will be yes of May 2005 monthly contribution. Upload Excel. If Excel is not there, this is for the basically the nil or where I want to upload the Excel format is there. If I don't want to upload the Excel, there is again the icon will be there to upload manually. So I can upload manually and make and upload all the challans. One thing we have to remember for ESI that for the month of March, we can make the delay payment till 11th of May only. Means 41 days from the end of the month is the grace period half yearly for every half yearly. For month of September, it can be for till 11th of November. By the same way, it can be of 11th of May. If suppose anyone who has not paid or not generated the challan before the due date, they won't be able to generate this challan. It has to be going through other process. We have to apply for the same to the ESI concern officer. If he agrees, then we can pay through omitted challan. Basically, the omitted challan part is not for the regular part. It is only for the if suppose omitted challan employee has been there or there is an area, that part is there. So, any further questions? I think there are few.
Yeah, sir. There are few questions. So we will take one by one.
Yeah, please.
First of all, there is a question from Deep Jyoti Majumdar. All the employees have salary more than 21,000 per month. Is registration required? And company is into the providing services.
Fine. Yeah, I think we have answered earlier also. See what happens. Just a minute. Can you just give the question in the dashboard again? Amit, can you just repeat the question once again?
I will just copy paste it.
Yeah, please. Okay, this question, the employee whose contribution is 12% of the basic wages.
That is this, sir.
That was?
Next question is all employees have salary more than 21,000 per month. Is registration is required?
Yes. If all the employees are having salary of 21,000 and above, for EPF and ESI, both registration is required. We have to file a nil return for both cases. For PF, we have to pay only admin charges, which will be 75 rupees monthly through direct auctionable challan. And for ESI, we have to file a nil return. That the Excel template will be uploaded for that.
There is another question from CA Sonu Kumar Jaiswal ji. Sir, how to deal with scenarios where there is no permanent employees or where there are frequent changes of employees? Do we need to keep on changing and updating on the portal?
Yes, as per the norms of the act, we have to. It is a very tedious job because basically, if we see the contractor or builder, their labor changes every week. But as per law, we have to.
So, how much it is practically feasible, sir? Because
See, in this forum, I can't say much, but practically, it's a really difficult job.
okay, okay. Okay. And sir, even I have a query. Like for
Yeah,
the
please.
major CA firm, they have inquired about with me also that CA firm having the articles with us, and including article, there are more than 20 people or 10 people respectively for PFESI. So, like, is the registration compulsory even if the CA firm having an article of more than 10 or 20?
See, article is covered under Apprentice Act, so they are excluded. So if we are excluding that, we are not required. If we are having, suppose for ESI thing, if we are having 10 employees, then it is applicable. For PF, it's 20.
So, articles are not covered in this
Not covered. They're not covered.
20 threshold limit.
They're not covered.
Okay. Any more question from any of our other participants or attendees? I think it was a very beautifully explained session, sir. Even everybody, including myself, have been enlightened with this matter because this is a matter of day-to-day things which we experience in our CA firm as well as with the client to get the PF and ESI as well as the PTEX things sort out. So one more thing, like
Yeah.
in case of all this registration, the state-wise different registration is required for PTEX as well.
For PF, see what happened for PF, basically we have a main registration. Under that, we have a category of branch and division. So we can have to take the registration for branch and division. That will be mapped to automatically to the state where the office is there. Suppose I am having a head office at Calcutta, and one factory is in Assam, another is in Bihar, and third one is in suppose Maharashtra. I'll take a registration in Calcutta. I will add my branches, and automatically the concerned office of Bihar, Maharashtra, and Assam will be linked with that, and I'll have separate registration for that. But the it will be governed by main registration only.
And so same thing goes to the ESI as well.
Definitely. For ESI, basically it's a state governed because state has been given power. So it is, but it is governed by same thing, same principle.
Great, great. Uh, any more question from any of the participant or anything? Okay. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you to all the participant as well as especially to the speaker of the day, CA Vivek Goyal ji. That was a fantastic presentation, sir, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. We really appreciate you taking the time and explain all the provisions, including the registration and compliance part of PF and ESI. And I'm sure everyone found it incredibly helpful for their client as well as the CFM compliance. So thank you so much, sir, on behalf of the EIRC and all the audience. I thank you for taking this attendance.
Thank you, Amit ji. I think
To
someone
all
is raising a hand.
the participating audience, I guess there is a question from Sonu Kumar Jaswal ji. I will just take it as a last question. I'm just allowing Sonu ji your mic to talk. Yeah, Sonu ji, you can ask your question, please. Sonu ji, you can unmute yourself and ask the question if you have any. Sonu ji? Okay. Okay. I think there are some might be a problem. So thank you so much, Vivek sir, for taking the session, and
Thank
thank you
you.
so much all the
Thank you,
participants.
Amit ji, and thank you, the EIRC, for giving me an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. So we end up the session for the day, and we will meet you all again on Wednesday on the same time at 5 o'clock for taking all the new topic with the new speaker. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. So there is a one more just last query that the participant want you to share the PPT if possible, sir.
Yeah, definitely, I'll share the PPT. I'll just WhatsApp you, and I will just share the this nil written which has to be filed, that format also. You can just share it.
Great, sir. Great, sir. So we will just circulate this PPT to everyone, and once we get the same. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.